Hello, everyone, and today I'm giving you my review of Avatar: Legend of Korra season 3, essentially. Because today I just finished the third season, essentially, the third out of the fourth seasons, and I just got that this morning through mail, and I ordered it on Friday. So yeah, that's really amazing. I got that now. So once I'm done season 4, I'll jump right into this series, and I'll tell you when I will do that. Basically, my season 4 review. When I give you my review for that, which will probably more than likely be this weekend. Yeah, essentially what happens in the third season, if you may ask, well, to bring back on focus, is that after the finale of season 2, with oh goddamn, those weird creatures that were fighting in the city, they kind of transferred into their own. One of them transferred into their own avatar state, and then fought Korra avatar state. Well, due to the destruction of that, they have left plants all over the city, the main city that we focused on. The story has focused on in the first season, has left plants all over, and essentially that leaves the door, and Korra decides to leave the door. Instead to shut off for good, she essentially does what, like, to give away the finale of season 2. She essentially says, you know what, maybe one made a mistake. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. And she leaves the door open between of the realms for the spirit world and for the spirit world and spirit animals, for all of them to so that they can live within tandem or within balance of humans. But of course, humans in the city, they get really annoyed as they're causing too much havoc. They're a bit annoying. They're causing a bit of a ruckus. They're too distracting. There's so many cons to them. And eventually, but with that comes along, what also happens is that there's much more not earthbenders, oh my god. There's much more airbenders. And Tenzin, being the enthusiastic man that he is, he's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And yet Tenzin's brother, who I forgot his name now, let's just search it up. Legend Korra. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, a bit of myth is that, there's a shift in the world's energy due to the harmonic convergence. The ability to airbend has now resurfaced with some non-benders, prompting Korra and her allies to discover the Earth Kingdom. Oh, excuse me. She offers to, with the new airbenders, to essentially aid them and make them come together and become a new generation, to make not just, at the very least, to give the Air Temple a future for them to have for airbenders. And while doing that, Zahir and Palai and all the others, Zahir and his fellow Red Lotus gang, including Palai and a few others, they essentially escape their own prisons, and they vow on taking down a bunch of the hierarchies, the rulers within all this avatar of the universe that they've established in this, and taking them down because they believe there's nothing good with them, at least. And essentially, they want to bring the world to come into its own little type of anarchy, really. And that their belief in disorder is a natural order to possess them, a lethal threat to Korra, and that she must fight the balance within the nations and the world, but also softening of their cycle that always risks itself getting caught into it. I hope you follow that correctly. If you didn't, then I don't blame you. That was sloppily said. I'm sorry for that. What I really loved about this is definitely my favorite season because I loved how we got in the season. Within the season itself is that I think the story was much more unique than anything, and for me at least, it was like, the part when he went into the Earth Kingdom with the Earth Kingdom ruler and how she viewed, and Bolin and his brother, they find his grandma and a bunch of all of their own relatives. I thought that was really interesting and fascinating, and yet I thought that was really cool. At least I loved that angle of it and how they dealt with this bit of a tyrannical overlord, and yet this woman who rules the Earth Kingdom in that certain realm is very controlling, and she's very, very strict. And you can just see Korra just being a bit too passive aggressive within her, and it's like you can really see that great balance there. And then there's another part of this which when they travel to, I think that when they have Korra and another friend, oh god, yeah, well, I'm just trying to find. Well, Asami, when like in one episode, like when Korra and Asami were they're trying to brother of the firebenders characters, and they crashed in the desert, and I think that was a very interesting part. How the enemy, Korra and Asami, had to deal with the enemy of theirs. But it's like, what? If we all want to survive in this environment, the hot, exhausting desert. And essentially, they're like, we gotta at least pull forward and us to come together and meet head on head with this. And I thought that was an interesting perspective for it. It was well done. And, yeah, I don't think there was a dull moment. And I don't, for me at least, in my opinion, it was a really good, it was a good season because I think, again, also, we get to see Lin Beilong's sister, I don't know, and how we got to see their relationship and how it plays with Korra of her, maybe turning a metal band at least, and it was really fascinating for that route to see, and how Lin and her sister got that really clash heads and see their opposites. Lin herself was very much like a police officer. She's very much abundant by the law and rules, and her sister was much more of a groupie. She's much more of an anarchist, or something along those lines, or at least more of a renegade person, at least. And it's still very, very fascinating. And the character of Jinora, who is William Tenzin's daughter, I think we talked about this in season 2. I think we have. I think we have with her a spiritual connection. In this season, she really gets used a lot. And I don't mean the term, used, in a terrible way. I mean, character-wise, she's used a lot. And it's really interesting how that goes through. In my opinion, I thought it was really fascinating how she could transport her own ways into certain environments and how she can tell from what they were. I thought it was really interesting. Yeah, and, their own, Tenzin and their own, air tempo was kind of brought down by Zahir. I thought that was really fascinating, and Zahir is, in my opinion, the best villain of the series by far. I think he's better than Amon. At least in my opinion. I know some people would disagree with that. But, yeah, but still, I think this was still a very solid season in my opinion. And as a whole, I think it was really, really fascinating for the travel and route they're going through of this. And in the end, when she's finding, what's his name? Zahir, and how Korra and Zahir kind of connect each other in the spirit realm. I thought that was fascinating, and how they wrapped in, I think it was Arrow. I think it was, yes. It was also in the spirit world as well. I think that was interesting to see, but I love that certain moment that was a great moment. Yeah, and then the final episode, which I watched today, because Saturday and Sunday I took, just so that you know, Saturday and Sunday I actually I personally took both those 2 days off, because sometimes I can find myself so caught up in the show, at least, that I was so eagerly anticipating the next episode. I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Realize your placement, just keep calm, relax, and control your watching route of this. So I'm just consistently considering that in my head, which is fine, because each episode isn't that long, like 22 minutes, 23 minutes at least. A typical half an hour TV show for the episode length. Yeah. And the way they took down so here, I thought that was a very interesting way. Like, she didn't really, kill him or defeat him or anything along the lines. Like, she, it wasn't even her. It was essentially, Genoa on how she inspired the new people who were becoming the new the new generation of airbenders, essentially. And I personally thought it was fascinating how they kind of incorporated that into how they took down Zahir, and how then Deborah essentially they said her, the poison in her it's metallic in a way, so you can control it, bring it out of her, so she can almost live. And you can see by the end of the episode that she's Korra is so, I would say, distraught, or at least so much in a shocking state that she's literally in a wheelchair, and she's like this weird type of hat on her, which I thought was really funny and really cute. Sorry. But for me, yeah, it was a really good season. It's probably my favorite season of this so far. And yeah, I think this one had the most consistent entertainment. Every episode, at least in my opinion, had its place, but I thought so many, at least I think every episode had their own meaning with their own right. They weren't filler or anything, they were very well done. And for me, personally, I'm really, really happy with that. And yeah, as a whole, Avatar Season 3, in my opinion, is the best of the series. And yeah, I hope to talk to you guys again sometime soon. Yeah, and hopefully I'll probably have my review up. I'm sorry if I haven't promised my favorite series review of Finding Nemo. Because I said in my previous video before, of me saying, I'll probably talk about Finding Nemo, the original Finding Nemo, before I see Finding Dory, essentially. I just want to aim for consistency here, even if no one on that last video saw it. Even then, I just want to be consistent. But in the end, yeah, thank you everyone, and I will see you in the future for more videos. As always, till then, thank you very much, and yeah, I'll see you till then. So, be water, my friends.